सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम।
తర్వాత ముందు కూడా మనం పెట్టుకుని కూడా మంచిది. దాని మీద కాల్ పెట్టినట్టు
यशोदानंदन ब्रजदन रंजन हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन जय गोवर्धन जय जय नंदगाम जय जय श्री बरसानो धाम जय गोवर्धन जय गोवर्धन निताय गौरंगा जय निताय गौरंगा निताय गौरंगा जय निताय गौरंगा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रज भूमि वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की द्वारकापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। आशासानो न वैवृत्यः स्वामिन् याशिष आत्मनः न स्वामी भृत्यतः स्वाम्यम् इच्छन् योराति चाशिषः। आशासानो न वैवृत्यः स्वामिन् याशिष आत्मनः न स्वामी भृत्यतः स्वाम्यम् इच्छन् योराति चाशिषः। आशासानो न वैवृत्यः स्वामिन् याशिष आत्मनः न स्वामी भृत्यतः स्वाम्यम् इच्छन् योराति चाशिषः। आशासानो न वैवृत्यः स्वामिन् याशिष आत्मनः न स्वामी भृत्यतः स्वाम्यम्
आशासानो न वैवृत्यः
आशासानो न वैवृत्यः
न्याशीष आत्मनः
स्वामिन् याशिष आत्मनः
न स्वामी
न स्वामी
भृत्यतः स्वाम्यम्
भृत्यतः स्वाम्यम्
योराति चाशिषः।
इच्छन् योराति। माताजी's any स्वामिन् याशिष आत्मनः न स्वामी भृत्यतः स्वाम्यम् योराति चाशिषः। आशासानः a person who desires in exchange for service. No, not. Why? Indeed, Bhrityaha, a qualified servant or pure devotee of the Lord. Swamini, from the Master. Ashishaha, material benefit. Atmanaha, for personal sense gratification. Na, nor. Swami, the Master. Vrityataha, from the servant. Swamyam, the prestigious position of being the Master. Icchan, desiring. Yaha, any such master who. Rati, bestows. Cha, also. Ashishaha, material profit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. It's a very deep verse and a very deep purport. I will request the attention of all the devotees. A servant who desires material profits from his master is certainly not a qualified servant or pure devotee. Similarly, a master who bestows benedictions upon his servant because of a desire to maintain a prestigious position as master is also not a pure master, he is saying. That means a servant should not approach a master with material desires, then he is an impure servant. And if a master benedicts the servant with some material desires just to increase his prestige and fame, then such a master is also impure master, he is saying. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Kamaistasya kritajnana prapadyantenya devataha. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods. A demigod cannot become master, for the real master is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The demigods, to keep their prestigious positions, bestow upon their worshippers whatever benedictions the worshippers want. For example, once it was found that an Asura took a benediction from Shiva, by which the Asura would be able to kill someone by simply placing his hands on that person's head. Such benedictions are possible to receive from the demigods. If one worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, the Lord will never offer him such condemned benedictions. On the contrary, it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:88:8, Yasyaham managrihnami harishyeta dhanam shanaihi. If one is too materialistic, but at the same time wants to be a servant of the Supreme Lord, the Lord, because of his supreme compassion for the devotee, takes away all his material opulences and obliges him to be a pure devotee of the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj distinguishes between the pure devotee and the pure master. Prahlad Maharaj distinguishes between the pure devotee and the pure master. The Lord is the pure master and the supreme master, whereas an unalloyed devotee with no material motives is the pure servant. One who has materialistic motivations cannot become a servant, and one who unnecessarily bestows benedictions upon his servant to keep his own prestigious position is not a real master. The world got to see a very extraordinary servants in this ISKCON movement, especially the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who unflinchingly, without slipping from their position, have faithfully practiced the Krishna consciousness for more than 5 decades. Since Prabhupada gave them initiation in 60s or 70s. And not only that, why it is so special? Because many of them are foreigners, they are born abroad. We have His Grace Anandamaya Prabhu here. Somebody born in France or Germany or America or London or Russia or any such place where sense gratification is rampant. There is free mixing of opposite sexes, and people very, as if it's perfectly fine. People drink, smoke, take drugs and everything. In living in the midst of such a horrible ambience, born in such a country, and to meet Srila Prabhupada and take his shelter and not just leave and go away. Stay day after day, month after month, year after year, practicing devotional service with no other material motives in mind, isn't it? It's not an ordinary thing. So that's what he said here. Pure servant is that servant who, with no other material motives. Generally, you see people in this world connect with somebody for some material motives. Like here, Prabhupada talks about the Bhasmasura. The Bhasmasura connected with Shiva. You know what kind of penance he was doing? He went to Kedarnath. And he was severely sitting in chill, cold winter. And he was taking a dip in the Gangotri, which was like frozen ice. He would break the ice and enter into water and take bath. Like that. And then he would perform sacrifice for Shiva. Shiva was not coming for a few days. So this fellow started cutting his own flesh from his thighs and offering it in the fire for invoking the presence of Shiva. And still Shiva wasn't coming. Then he decided that I'll cut my head and put it in the fire. Then Shiva has to come. But the problem is, if you cut your head, how will you put it? Before putting only, you will die. So therefore, if you have to cut your head and put in the fire, you have to keep your head like this and cut like this. So head will naturally fall into the fire. He was about to cut. At that time, Shiva suddenly appeared and said, "Hey, what is this? Why are you doing such a ghor tapasya? I am called as Ashutosh." Ashutosh means very quickly pleased. Nobody needs to perform such a severe penances. You just offer a bilva leaf, isn't it? And I become very easily pleased. Why do you have to do such strenuous tapasya? Tell me, what is the aspiration for which you are performing this tapasya to me? Then this fellow said, "My dear Lord, please give me a benediction. By touching someone's head, I can crack it into 1,000 pieces." Lord said, "Why do you want such a boon by which you will cause harm to other living beings?" You should always think of the welfare of all creatures. Sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhavet. So this is a universal welfare verse. You are desiring the well-being of all creatures. You don't see anybody as your enemy. So he said you should think of welfare of others. Why do you want to hurt others and harm others? So this fellow was insistent that I want only this bone, no other bone. Then Shiva said, so be it. But this fellow had a crooked and duplicitous plan. As soon as he got the boon, he started chasing after Shiva. So his intention was to steal away Uma or Parvati and keep Parvati for himself. And for that he wanted to kill Lord Shiva and take away the Parvati. Just see his mean-mindedness. It's like there is a saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Here Lord Shiva is giving benediction, he is biting that hand only. How foolish it is. In this world you see sometimes a master elevates a servant and makes him grow to a certain level. Then servant wants to destroy the master. It has happened in those days. Certain kings had ministers, and the king had a son, and the minister had a son also. So the minister's desire was to make his son the king. So what they did, they would kill the king, put the king's son behind the bars, and they would make their son the king. Just see. It has happened like that sometimes. The same king who sheltered them, who gave them salary, maintained them for decades, they wanted to take over, you see. So this is a very dangerous material world where living entities are all vicious and envious. Servants want to swallow the masters, just see. There is no iota of gratitude. So therefore Prabhupada is quoting that example. It's an impure servant. First of all, going to master for material motives itself is impure. And for the sake of material motive, one wants to blow off the master, then that kind of desire is even more impure. So here there's a talk about 4 types of people. Pure master, pure servant, impure master, impure servant. Now one amazing phenomenon you will see in this world, people who have impure desires, they generally don't go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They prefer another route. They like to go only to demigods. I'll tell you the reason why. Because, for example, if I tell you a little example, you will immediately catch this. When I was in my 2nd standard, outside our school, there used to be one pink color mithai, pink color chocolate. They would be selling, but it would be surrounded by flies. It was just 10-20 paisa only. Many of my friends used to go and purchase that. I also would go and purchase. One day I purchased and ate and I got very sick. And my mother came to know what am I doing, and she strictly warned me. She said, you should never buy that pink color mithai in your life. And then she said, I will take you to a shop and I'll give you something else to eat, which is kept in a closed container, in closed bottle. So I told my mother, why to go to another shop and get something for 5 rupees, 2 rupees? Here you are getting something in 20 paise. She would say, no, no, no. I don't mind spending more. I am more concerned about your health. Huh? And you should not eat this. Whereas my other friends would eat sometimes. So I also would go with them and think that, can I pick up one? Huh? But immediately I will remember the angry face of my mother. No, no, you cannot take it. Huh? Then I won't touch it. I won't take it. But why am I telling you this? The shopkeeper, is he concerned about your health? Hmm? He is concerned about the 20 paise you give him. You give him the money, he will give you the mitai. Whether you get fever or not is your problem. Hmm? Whereas the mother is concerned about your health. Similarly, the demigods, you do the puja for them, they will close their eyes and give you what you want without knowing whether it will benefit you or harm you. Like here, he prayed to Shiva and asked for cracking others' heads, and Shiva gave that. Similarly, Hiranyakashipu performed very severe penance. Standing in the jungle, you want to know how severe penance he performed. His body became covered over by so many creepers and plants growing over his body, and the ants were eating up the flesh, and all that remained was only the bones, and with very little flesh in his body. And his body became covered by an anthill. For a very long period of time, he was performing penance. And when Brahma came, along with Bhrigu and other devatas, and Brahma took water in his kamandlu, Brahma could exactly locate where this fellow is performing penance in that vast jungle. And he sprinkled water over that anthill, and out came Hiranyakashipu emerging from the anthill exactly like the fire emerging from a wood. Like that he came out. And in fact, when he came out, his body was very healthy because Brahmaji had blessed him with the celestial waters. He became very healthy and hefty and offered a big obeisance to Brahma. And then he got up with his folded palms. And Brahma was telling Bhrigu and others who were accompanying him, oh, great sages, look at this Hiranyakashipu. For my sake, what type of penances he has done. And then he told Hiranyakashipu, for 100 celestial years, 100 years you have done such severe penances. Now, darshanam nafalam mama, he says. My darshan of the darshan that you are getting by seeing me, that will not go in vain, he says. Why he says that will not go in vain? Because you have done big penance, I am also a big person. I am capable of awarding you something very special. Say, for example, say somebody takes you for a corporate program in a company, but he's not very sure whether you will be able to deliver the goods. You understand what I am saying? Because it's not an ordinary program. It's a big program, big managers are coming. Then you may tell that organizer of the program that I have this qualification, correct? Based on this, you give me the dais and I'll prove to you how I can impress these people. Because the whole material world is about impressing game. I want to impress you, you want to impress me. Everybody is trying to impress one another. You go to any occasion, you will find people wear dresses, they wear dresses like that. With dresses, people try to impress. With their cars, they try to impress. With the lifestyle, they want to impress. With aristocratic connections, they want to impress. Everywhere people have a desire to impress one another. And when we impress one another, there is also a tendency to develop envy. As soon as you try to impress, there is also envy. You will see that. Who is big? I am big or you are big? Everybody want to prove themselves to be bigger than others. You will see that. So, therefore, when Hiranyakashipu did such a big penance, even Brahma became fearful. Hey, this fellow has done such a big penance. Maybe, I may not be so big enough to give him everything. Still he told him, Darshanam nafalam, don't worry. I will give you such a boon which no one has given. Then he asked him, tell me what do you want? Immediately, Hiranyakashipu said, I want to live in this body forever. In this world, and I want to be the singular king of the whole world, the Ekarat, he said. And Brahma said, even I am not immortal. I have a beginning and end. How can I make you immortal? Other than immortality, ask anything else in this world. Of course, you all know the pastime, how Hiranyakashipu tried to trick Brahma by asking multiple benedictions. I should not die inside palace, outside palace, not in the sky, not on the ground, not by human, not by an animal, not in the day, not in the night. All those things he asked. And Brahma, as he kept on giving the benediction, suddenly he realized that this fellow has tricked me. And ultimately taking almost like immortality. Later on, when Lord Narasimha came and killed Hiranyakashipu in a very special form, as you see here, Lord Narasimha. So later on, Lord Narasimha was angry and he told Brahma, "Hey Brahma, don't give a benediction beyond your jurisdiction." That warning was given to Brahma in one shloka. Say, for example, you are in a particular department and you have a subordinate. And the subordinate, say you are the subordinate, and you have a boss, but the boss is out of station. Somebody comes for a sanction. Can you give sanction? See, you are not the HOD. You are assistant to HOD. But somebody comes for a signature and you ask him, what do you want, come here? He says, no, I was not searching for you. I was searching for your boss, he says. Then you may say, what does my boss know? I am the one running the show. Tell me, what do you want? No, I wanted a sanction. Bring it here, I will sign for you. My signature also will work. Go and take the money. So that fellow takes 10 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees. Then the boss returns back and then he comes to know that you have sanctioned money, he will catch you. Hey, how did you sanction this money? And then you will say, sorry sir, I thought it is all right. What all right? Get the money back now. You have to run from pillar to post. Then the boss may scold you that you have sanctioned beyond your jurisdiction. Correct or not? Like that, Lord Narasimha scolded Brahma that you have sanctioned beyond your jurisdiction. Now tell me, what makes you sanction beyond your jurisdiction? What makes you sanction? I am master. You think I am not anywhere lesser than the master. That's what here is saying. Then such a master becomes an impure master also. So impure servant goes with material motives and he tries to kill the master, and the impure master sanctions beyond his jurisdiction, and to impress the people of the world, it increases prestige. So that's impure master and impure servant is saying. On the other hand, a pure servant has no motives at all. You see our Sudama Brahman, when he went to Dwaraka, the gatekeepers asked him, oh, poor Brahman, you have tattered clothes and your body is skinny, your bones are visible. Who are you? Where do you want to go? And Sudama said, I have come here to meet my old friend, Gurukula friend, Krishna. They asked him, why do you want to meet him? Imagine he just told him that I am very poor, I want some money. The watchmen were capable of just picking some, a palm full of diamonds, because Dwaraka was full of opulence. One palm full of diamonds they gave to Sudama, that would be enough for his whole life. Did Sudama accept that? No. He told them, I have not come to get anything from Krishna. I have come to meet only Krishna. So think about it. Do I want to? You just have a connection with him and you say that I am going to join a course engineering. And then immediately he sends you 20 crores, for example. I am just saying. Because you can give example, correct? No? So in that 20 crores, your engineering course fee is also covered. Your scooter or whatever is covered, car or whatever you want, your dresses are covered, your accommodation, food, everything is covered in that. Krishna is such a master. If you connect with him, he will take care of everything. Yavan artavadapane sarvatas samplatodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. This example Krishna himself gives. In a village, if you have seen, there is one pond for washing the clothes, another pond for cleaning the back after you do the call of nature. There is another pond which is holy pond, where the water is used for Abhishekam and all that. There is another pond where people bathe. So there are multiple ponds in the village where people go to. But if there is a flowing river in the village, you don't need separate ponds. One flowing river is enough to do everything in that. Similarly, Krishna is like the flowing river. All the devatas are like the separate ponds. You have health problem, go to Surya. Somebody wants a beautiful wife, then they go to Parvati or Uma and pray to her. Somebody wants a good husband, they pray to Lord Shiva. Somebody wants good education, they go to Saraswati. Like that, there are various devatas who award different things. Some people are troubled by too much trouble, they go to Shani also. Shani temple, oh Shani, don't look at me. If you don't want to look at him, then why do you go to him to look at him? You look at him. Actually, they are going to various devatas and ask for various material favors. It's like going to separate ponds. But Krishna says, if you come to me, it's like a flowing river. Everything can be done in one river only. Therefore, devotees of Krishna, those who are pure devotees, are following the pure devotional path. They don't go anywhere. They only go to Krishna's lotus feet. They have full confidence. And not only they go to Krishna, they won't ask anything. You can easily see in this world, if there is a small 6 months old baby sitting on the lap of the mother. Now the winter season is coming now, December, January. It's going to be very cold. Like when I go to America in January, I saw it's -5, -10 degrees. It's a freezing cold. You can see ice everywhere. So now is the child going to ask the mother, Mom, in winter season is coming now, have you made some arrangement for me? No, the child doesn't have to ask the mother. Who worries about the child's warmth and everything? Mother worries. So pure devotees are like that. Child is attracted to mother and mother is protecting the child. That's the way Lord protects his devotees. Lord protects his devotees like the eyelids are protecting the eyes. Lord is very attentive. Like you are sitting and hearing class now. If some dust particle goes into the eye, who takes care of it? Eyelids immediately close. Correct, no? So like that, Lord is very attentive. In fact, Lord is more worried about devotees, than anybody. Like Ambarish Maharaj, when he was king of the world, at that time, Lord Vishnu was very worried. Ambarish, you are so innocent. You can be troubled anytime. A king can always have enemies. Take care. And Ambarish said, I have nothing to fear. And at one time, Durvasamani created a big demon to kill Ambarish. At that time, Lord Vishnu sent the Sudarshan Chakra to protect Ambarish. Well, how did the Lord send? Because the Lord is the protector of his devotee. Lord is the provider for the devotee. Lord is the maintainer of the devotee. Lord is the loving master of the devotee. Lord will take care of everything. That is the meaning of a devotee. Devotee means, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kohe Sudrida Neshchai Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. That is the verse. Which means, if I simply chant Krishna's names and study the scriptures, worship Krishna, whatever good has to happen to me, that Krishna will take care. I have no worry. Sometimes you may hope that good will happen to you, something apparently bad may happen to you, but a devotee thinks that bad is also good for me. Why? Lord has some plan. Say, for example, your mother takes you to a doctor and makes the doctor give you an injection. Is it good? You may say, I trusted my mother. She took me to doctor and gave injections to the doctor to me. Why is the mother so cruel? Mother is not cruel. She is your well-wisher. By giving the injection, she is curing your disease. Similarly, in case Krishna sometimes puts me in trouble, and the trouble is also good for me. That's what the devotee thinks. Maybe I became a little proud, so Krishna gave me a slap now. Krishna's slap, both are same. Krishna's pat, Krishna's beat, both are same for a devotee. A devotee thinks that whatever Krishna sends me in my life is his mercy, and that's good for me. I remember when we were small kids, our mom used to say that Diwali day you have to take an oil bath. Correct, no? So the day before Diwali day, night only we will want to wear the dress and see how it looks, because we used to have new dress. Correct, no? But mom would say that no. First you have to offer the Lord with kumkum in the corners, keep it in front of the altar, and then you should take an oil bath and come, and then only you can wear. So whole night we won't sleep at all, because you are meditating on how the dress will look upon me. Correct, no? The next day morning you get up, you don't like to take oil bath because sometimes the shikaka goes into the eyes and everything. But you have to do it because you know that mother is her well-wisher, you trusted her, therefore you will obey what she says. Correct, no? So devotees actually trust the Lord. So whatever the Lord does for me, whether it is painful or pleasurable, whether it appears like a favor or appears like a punishment, He is my supreme well-wisher. He cannot do any harm. Everything that emanates from the Lord is pure love. And that is the confidence of a devotee. In whatever form it may come. A devotee has full confidence. And a devotee will never seek any material favors from the Lord. The Lord will give the devotee whatever the devotee needs. If Lord did not give me, say Lord made me poor, for example, maybe Lord made me poor. Why? Because if I become rich, I'll forget him. Therefore, he kept me poor. Or if some devotee is very rich, a millionaire, the devotee thinks, I think Lord has given me so much wealth and made me a millionaire so that I can use the money in Krishna's service. Like that the devotee thinks, like that. If Lord made you handsome, very attractive looking, or Lord made you ugly, either way devotee will think, oh my Lord, you made me handsome, let me be careful. Sometimes due to punya, you become wealthy or you become handsome, you become educated, you are in a high class society and everything. Let me not become proud. A devotee thinks like that. But devotee is ugly. Devotee thinks, thank you Lord for making me ugly so nobody will look at me. Isn't it? Or you became very popular. Devotee thinks, let me use my popularity in glorifying Krishna. Correct now? He thinks like that. But in case you are not very popular, you are a mediocre. Because some people are aspiring to become such popular people, everybody will take a camera and click you. Click, 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 wherever you go, and they will seek autograph from you. And some people feel inferiority complex that I can't be like that fellow. And whole life they are living with an empty heart. With no fulfillment. But what a devotee thinks, if Lord made me ugly or insignificant, devotee thinks, thank God, nobody can distract me in my Krishna consciousness. I can chant your name peacefully because nobody will come for signature or nobody will come for clicking a photo from me. Isn't it? So devotee always thinks that whatever Krishna is doing for me is for my ultimate good. He knows that. So he doesn't seek anything from the Lord. No material motives from the Lord. Devotee only seeks service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. My dear Lord, please engage me in your service. Oh, Srimati Radharani, please pick me and engage me in Krishna's service. I don't have any other desire. This is the meaning of a devotee. We want to engage in loving service. And whatever I need, that will be taken care by the Lord. Like Sita, Mother Sita was sitting in Ashoka Vatika under the Ashoka tree, under the bush of trees there, surrounded by all Rakshasis and everything. At that time when Hanuman, before Hanuman went, this happened. Brahma was watching from the top. Now, inspired by Lord Rama in the heart, Brahma thought like this, Mother Sita is not eating even a morsel of food because everything is meat and blood and wine and everything in Lanka. She didn't want to eat anything. She was fasting. So Lord Rama thought that if Sita fasts like this, she will perish. So she has to be protected. So immediately Brahma arranged for sweet rice to be given to Indra, and Indra will go and deliver it to Mother Sita. So Indra assumed the form of a Brahmana and went to Lanka. And if she takes that one small vati of sweet rice for 1 year, she doesn't have to eat anything else. It will go for 1 year. When Indra went as a Brahman, still she refused to accept because she didn't know who this fellow was. Then she looked at his feet was above the ground, his eyes were not blinking, his garland was never faded, he was wearing a fresh dress. And all that she observed and understood, it is Indra. My Lord Rama only has sent him. Then she accepted and ate that after that. Why am I telling you this example? Sita is not thinking about her food. She's thinking about whom? Ram. And Ram is thinking about Sita. This is the way Lord and devotee relationship exists. Devotee is thinking about Lord's service and Lord is thinking about devotee's protection. And that is pure devotee and pure master. So Krishna and his devotees connect only on the platform of love only. One time, Parikshit asked a question to Shukadeva Goswami. My dear sir, I am observing that, Lord Krishna wears very opulent dresses like you see Madan Mohan. He wears jewelry, necklace, armlets, mukut, golden rings, very gorgeous dress and everything. He certainly looks very charming, right, Lord? But his devotees are often seen to be very poor. They are not known for being very rich. On the other hand, we find Lord Shiva, he is known to be living in some shmashan and he wears some animal skin, And he wears ashes all over his body. You never find ornaments in the body of Shiva. Huh? He wears ashes all over his body, and he has a jatadari. Jatadaro, Tibratapo, Muninam Gurum, Loka Gurum, Charachara Gurum. Those words are used for him. He is like a leader of the Siddhas, Shiva. He is called as Yogi Ishwar. He is the Ishwar of the yogis. Huh? He is a master of all the yogis. He is. Huh? So Shiva seems to be very poverty-stricken, but his followers are very rich. Huh? It's well known. Durga and Shiva's followers are all very, very rich in this world. So he said, I am seeing a contradiction in this. Huh? How is Krishna very opulent, but his devotees are poor? Shiva is very appearing to be poverty-stricken, but his followers are very rich. Why is it so? So Shukadeva Goswami smiled. He said, see, your grandfather Yudhishthir, he asked the same question directly to Krishna only. On the face of Krishna only asked. Can you imagine? You may feel shy to ask now. But he directly asked Krishna, how is it, Krishna? See, your devotees, we are in the forest now. Isn't it? And you wear very beautiful dresses and everything. And Krishna laughed. Krishna said, you see, the Devatas give gifts of material opulences for their followers. And I give the gift of spiritual opulences to my followers. So what is the material opulence? You get gold, you get silver, you get house, you get women, you get wealth, you get lands, you get kingship, you get all the material opulences within the world. But after getting all of them, where will you live? In the material world only. You keep birth after birth coming in the material world. So Devatas offer many such things. And Krishna said, I give spiritual opulences, which means, I give prema to my devotees, pure love. So if you get Krishna prema, where will you go? You'll go to spiritual world. So I give pure love to my devotees and they come to me. Krishna said. So which one is better? To get pure love for Krishna is better, or to get material opulences is better? You're clear? Antavat phalam tesham tad bhavati alpamedasam. Krishna says those who want material opulences are alpamedas, he's saying. They are very, very low-minded, he's saying, because they will be stuck in the material world. One time I asked in my class, which one you all prefer? The iron chain or a silver chain or a golden chain to handcuff your hands? So one old man was telling, I think gold chain is best. You can use a gold handcuff. So his wife was sitting next to him. She said, hey, why do you want anything to handcuff you? You should say no chain, she said. So you like a C-class jail like hell, or B-class jail like earth, or A-class jail like heaven? Which one you prefer? You want to get out of this jail and go back home, back to Godhead. So the devotees get that pure love for Krishna and go back to Godhead. Therefore Krishna said, my devotees appear to be poor. But it is not that all Krishna's devotees are poor. Some devotees of Krishna are very rich, because Krishna knows that they will not misuse the wealth. For them he gives wealth. They will build temples, just like our Pullareddy ji, he gave the land to us. Prabhupada told Pullareddy ji that it's like Ganga, you take the Ganga water and offer it back to Ganga. So Krishna gave you the land, now you are giving it back to him. So Krishna will be very pleased with you, Prabhupada said. So in this way, you will see that Krishna knows what is best for me. Every one of us, when we connect with him in that manner, that's what he is saying. Krishna is a pure master. When Sudama Brahman went to meet Krishna, how Krishna treated him? He washed his feet, he gave him nice prasad to eat, he put him to rest, he talked to him for 1 week. Only loving exchange. And he didn't give him a single penny. He sent him back after a week. Did Sudama criticize Krishna? Hey, 1 week I stayed, this fellow never even thought of, he looked at my dress, I am tattered clothes I am wearing, still he didn't give me anything. Did he say that? In fact, he said that Lord didn't give me anything, knowing well that I may misuse the wealth. Probably because of that he didn't give me anything, he said. But then you all know when he went home, what happened, you all know. So many things he awarded him. So in this way, 4 things are explained in this purport. Pure master, pure servant, impure master, impure servant. So Dhruva Maharaj was an impure servant in the beginning, in the sense that he went with a material desire. But when he went to Krishna, what Krishna did? He purified that material desire. So Krishna says that, once he purifies, then you will, even if you get the material benediction, you will not misuse it. So you all may have a question, does Supreme Lord award material benedictions? The answer is yes. In the Bhagavatam it is said yes. Satyam vishatyartitamartito nrinam naivartado yat punarartitayatah swayam vidatte bhajatam anichchatam ichchapidanam nijapada pallavam. It is said that if you go to Krishna with some material desire, what Krishna will do, he will give you that material desire also. Along with that, he will give you the nectar of his lotus feet, which means the devotional service. And you will become so attracted by the nectar of Krishna's service, you will forget the material desire. That will be lying in a corner. You won't be attracted to it. So Prabhupada tells one story of one Daku Bhagat. This fellow was a thief, was running away from the police in the road very fastly. And maybe a road like this. And then when he saw that police is going to catch him soon, within 5 minutes, so he entered into a temple campus. And the police went straight. They went away. So in temple he came and there was a tilak box kept there. He wear the tilak also he was wearing. And he sat behind. Because he was having a big mustache. Imagine wearing a tilak. Everybody looked, he looked like a thief, but he's wearing tilak also. But he sat behind. And the Bhagavatam class was going on. The speaker was speaking. And the speaker said, Krishna lives in Vrindavan. He lives in the bank of Yamuna. And there are beautiful Kadamba forests. There is a beautiful Giri Govardhan hill there. Everything he was speaking. And then Mother Yashoda decorates him with all the necklace and armlets and bracelets and belt, jeweled belt and everything. So especially when he heard about the ornaments, he became very attracted. Then he started hearing the class more attentively. And then after the class, he was the only fellow having a question. He wanted to check, sir, please tell me that Krishna lives in, you said, Vrindavan, and the name of the river is Yamuna. The forest is Kanambakan, and he looks bluish in color. He has curly locks of hair. He wears a peacock feather. Everything, he carries a flute in the hand. Everything he noted down. And with all faith in his heart, he went to Vrindavan to steal the ornaments from Krishna. That was his intention. So when he went to the bank of Yamuna, because he was looking for Krishna with great shraddha in his heart. So because if somebody does not have faith, Lord will not give darshan. If somebody sees with faith, the Lord gives darshan. So because he was looking with great faith, searching for Krishna, he did find Krishna there. And Krishna on that particular day, generally Krishna is surrounded by covered boys. The other boys were a little far away, and Krishna was here alone as a small baby, small boy. Like Damodar, like that he was playing in the bank of Yamuna. So when this fellow went near, the child seeing all the ornaments glittering in his body, which were put by Yashoda, he became very fascinated. He just purchased one 2 rupee banana and said, my dear child, please eat this banana. When Krishna was accepting, because Krishna thought he is lovingly giving me, so he accepted. And he put in his mouth to eat. Immediately the thief touched the necklace to remove. And Krishna caught his hand and said, oh, this you cannot take. Mother Yashoda will ask me, who has taken it away? As soon as Krishna touched the thief's hands, the thief got a big shock. Immediately the thief fell to the ground with his eyes, springing with tears and hair standing on end, and all the Ashtasatvika Vikar manifested in his body. He developed a pure love for Krishna. And then Krishna said, hey, you are crying. I think you are crying for the necklace. Take the necklace. And the thief said, no, I don't want necklace. Okay, you are not happy with necklace. I'll give you my bangles also. I'll give you my nupur also. I'll give you my jeweled belt. If you want, give me a crown also. Take everything. Still the thief was crying and said, I don't want, I don't want. Then Krishna said, what do you want then? He said, I only want you, he said. I am simply satisfied by possessing you, my Lord. Now that I have attained you, I have no more attraction in my life. Like Dhruva also said, Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam Nayache. I don't want any other boon. I attained you as my Lord. After that, the thief became a mendicant in the bank of Yamuna, taking bath in Yamuna, taking the Japamala, chanting the holy name. He became a pure devotee, this Daku Bhagat, by that encounter with Krishna. So here you see that he went with the material desire, but Krishna gave him or not? He gave him material benedictions, but along with that he showed the nectar of his lotus feet. By attaining that, the thief lost the taste for anything material like that. So this is the way Krishna deals with his devotees. There are so many people who have come to ISKCON for so many things. Like my first youth lecture I gave in 1992 when I was in Pune. The very first youth lecture, 40 people had come. There were 20 girls and 20 boys. So after the lecture, I asked, what is your question? Anybody has a question? I spoke on reincarnation, one of the first lectures. One boy raised hand and asked me, how did you get into IIT, Bombay? And then I came to know that many of them had come to know how I became IIT student. Then they thought that I will also share some tricks of the trade, how to get into IIT and everything. So then I told him that I can always tell you later. Any other question? Asked. So half of them had come because I was from IIT Bombay. So after I finished my lecture, I was thinking, oh, they have come with so many material motives. But many of them actually gave up the material motives after that. They became attracted to chanting Hare Krishna. They became attracted to the philosophy, prasadam, philosophy, class. And many of them actually became wonderful devotees and couples. And that was the family from where the whole Nigadi, the outskirts of Pune, the whole big temple, Radha Govind temple came up in Pune. So, even if you have material desire, you can still go to Krishna. Which is better? If you have material desire to go to Devata is better or go to Krishna is better? Isn't it? So going to Krishna is better because Krishna will give you material desire in such a way that you will not hurt yourself. But if you go with the material desire to Devatas, they will close their eyes and give you, and that may hurt you and hurt others also. You understand the difference, no? Yeah. It's always good to go to Krishna. He will give it in a way that will not harm us. Like he wanted a wife, Kardama Muni. Whom did he go to? He prayed to Vishnu only. He told Vishnu that I have to fulfill the order of my father Brahma to beget children as a Prajapati. I am afraid to marry a girl, he said, because if I marry, I may get entangled in this world. Therefore, my Lord Vishnu, you are the best master. You only arrange a wife in such a way that she will not degrade me, but she will be able to elevate me. Vishnu said, you are a very smart fellow, very intelligent. Then Vishnu gave Devahuti as his wife, and Devahuti Kardama, they begot who as a child? Lord Kapila, who is Supreme Lord himself. You see, he had a material benediction, but from the Lord only. You will see that. Dhruva also wanted a material benediction of a kingdom greater than his father and grandfather. Whom did he go to? Vishnu. So you can see that Lord Vishnu gave him the Dhruva Loka in such a way that Dhruva also became a pure devotee simultaneously. Now, in the concluding part, I am going to tell you about the Govardhan. This thing today in 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I'll tell you short and I'll finish. Today is a very, very auspicious day. We are celebrating the pastime of Lord Krishna lifting the Govardhan hill. The long pastime cut short, I will tell you, and how is it connected to the subject that I have been speaking till now. Why did Krishna perform the Govardhan Dhari Leela? Why did he do that? Because he saw that in this world many people are going to many devatas for material benediction. And even his own pure devotees, Vrajavasis, they were doing Indra Puja every year, thinking that Indra is the Lord who is giving us the rain shower. So let us do yajna for him. So Krishna wanted to teach the world, why should my pure devotees worship anyone else other than me? I am actually, just like all the devatas are like chief ministers, and Krishna is like the prime minister. He is only one supreme. Like the verse says, Lord as the singular master, Tam Yeshwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram, Tam Daivatanam Paramam Cha Daivatam, Patem Patenam Paramam Parastat, Vidamadevam Bhuvaneshwamidhyam, Yasmat Param Na Paramasti Kinchit, beyond him there is no other truth. Yasman Naniyo Jo Yosti Kinchit, he is smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest. Vrikshayiva stabdo divideshtatyekastenedam purnam purushena sarvam. He is called the Purna Purushottama. Krishna is the ultimate. There no one, Tam Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram. Amongst all the 33 crore devatas, Krishna is the supreme. Tam Daivatanam Paramam Cha Daivatam. He says, Paramam Cha Daivatam. And he himself says, Matta Paratram Na Anyat. There is no truth beyond me, Krishna says. There is no truth equal to me or beyond me. So, Therefore, he says, Mamekam Sharanam Bhaja, Sarvadharman Parityajya, Mamekam Sharanam Bhaja. That's the ultimate instruction. To prove that instruction, Krishna performed this Govardhanlila. He saw that Vrijavasis were doing Indra Puja, and Indra also had become proud, thinking himself to be autonomous. And sometimes even demigods become forgetful of their position. Like Brahma once became forgetful of Krishna, and then Brahma Vimohan Leela happened. Now Indra became forgetful of Krishna, Govardhan Leela happened. So in this way, he wanted to bring Indra to his senses. So he told the Vijayavasis to divert the puja to Govardhan. Now, what is so special about Giriraj Govardhan? Even today in Vrindavan, when people go, they do circumambulation of Govardhan. There are some people who receive a Govardhan Shila, stone from some saintly person, and worship that Shila in their home. Somebody may ask, what is so special about this stone that you are keeping on the altar and worshipping it? How is that stone different from the ordinary stones? Because this Govardhan Shila is touched by Krishna's finger and lifted up. So that's one reason. Another reason is the whole Govardhan mountain is considered the greatest devotee. Hantaya madrimavalam haridasavaryo yadrama krishna charada sparsha pramoda manam tanoti saha goganayo nayo yas pani yasuyak vasakandar kandamulaha. This is a verse glorifying the topmost of the Haridasas. There are three Haridasas: Uddhava, Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Govardhan. And amongst them, they are calling him as Haridasa Varyo. Varyo means the topmost Krishna's devotees. Gopis are the topmost, but they are glorifying Govardhan to be better than themselves also. Why he is the greatest devotee? Because on the top of Govardhan, there are fresh green, lushy green grasses available for the cows to eat. Very soft like butter. Cows always herd there. The waterfalls in which Krishna, Balaram and covered boys, they play games. There are caves where Krishna and the covered boys would sometimes enter, because if it is very hot outside, they can play inside the caves, and it will be very cooling in summer and warm in winter, like that. Not only that, even in the night time when Krishna would come to Govardhan, the Govardhan stones would be like translucent. They'll be emanating light, and they would be like rubber, and they won't hurt the feet of Krishna, like that. And Govardhan also has plateaus where you can play games. It's not only steep like this, it has plateaus also, like that. So in this way, Govardhan always is decorated by the footprints of Krishna and Balaram. Second line, they said, Krishna Rama Charana Sparsha, the word is used, always. And it is a very favorite place for sport of Krishna and covered boys, Krishna and the gopis. So therefore, the Govardhan is the best devotee. He serves the Lord in multiple ways. And also, another reason why Govardhan is special is because in this pastime, when Vijayavas is on the order of Krishna, on the request of Krishna, they did not worship Indra, puja. They diverted the attention. Krishna told them, now you make rice, dal, rasamalai, puran poli, and gulab jamun, sandesh, paisam, all those items you make. Lot of items they made with that and then offered in front of Govardhan. And Krishna wanted to show the Vijayavasis how Govardhan is himself. So he assumed the form of Govardhan and he ate all of it, took it all. And after eating that, he said, Aniyor, he said. Aniyor means, I want more. Aniyor, he said. Then all the Vijayavasis again went home and cooked more and brought. That also he ate. Finally, Vijayavasis put one tulsi and gave. Krishna said, now I am satisfied now. So, after that, the Govardhan gave it all back to Vijayavasis. So, and then Krishna told everybody that you distribute the prasadam to everybody, including the dogs and the chandalas and the brahmanas and everybody. And he told them to circumambulate Govardhan. And Indra was watching from the top. Hey, look at this, Vijayavasis. Every year they used to offer me puja, and this year they didn't offer. Not only they neglected me, they are offering it to this mountain, Govardhan. He really got wild. He wanted to show to Vijayavasis how much he can be of nuisance value. He wanted to show them. He called the Samvardhaka clouds, which are generally used at the time of cosmic dissolution. He told them, you go ahead, I am also boarding my Airavat elephant and coming behind you. I will hurl down thunderbolts and make sure that none of the Vijayavasis and their cows and calves survive. So the demigod Indra became very angry. So when he poured down heavy rains, all the cows keeping their calves below their bodies, they approached Krishna. And Vijavasis went behind the cows to Krishna and said, "My dear Lord, look at your favorite cows and the calves. They all are harmed by that angry Devata." And they said that, that's a beautiful verse, you all can repeat after me. Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga Tvannatam Gokulam Prabho Tratumarhasi Devannaha Kupitat Bhaktavatsalaha Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga Tvannatam Gokulam Prabho Tratumarhasi Devanna Kupitat Bhaktavatsalaha. 2 times they're calling Krishna's name out of great love and ecstasy. Hey Krishna, Krishna, they're calling 2 times. All attractive Krishna. You are the master of Gokulam, Nanda Gokulam. And we will not go to anybody else for protection or shelter. See, Vijavasis could have done another thing alternatively. They could have run to Indra and said, "Indra, Indra, please wait a minute. We heard this blue boy, Krishna, and we made a mistake. Now you forgive us and immediately we will arrange for the sacrifice for you. Sorry, you write a pardon, apology letter." Did they do that? They didn't take shelter of Indra. They went to their most favorite Lord Krishna and they had firm faith. Whatever Krishna is doing is good for us. Neither did they scold Krishna for telling them to worship Govardhan, nor did they take shelter of Indra, but they lovingly went and approached Krishna. And Krishna also reciprocated with their surrender by lifting the Govardhan hill and telling them, "All of you come under the Govardhan hill. Be confident, it will not fall down." Prabhupada says, like a child lifting a mushroom, neither Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill. Krishna did not have to search for where is center of gravity so that I can hold properly. Isn't it? Because he is the Supreme Lord. He can just catch it in one corner very easily. When Yashoda came crying, came to know that my son is lifting a big hill, what will happen to his hands? Immediately Krishna moved it from, instead of right hand, he held it from left hand. That one left hand, not only with the hand, with the tiniest of the finger. See, which is this tiniest of the finger is the weakest part of the body. With that he was holding. And he wanted to tell Indra that, "My dear Indra, see, you are worth not even my tiniest finger. With this I can hold the Govardhan hill." And Yashoda became happy that my son is endowed with a special potency to hold this by Gargamani's blessing, she was thinking. And then under that hill of Govardhan, all the 5 rasas were happening. Yashoda was in Vatsalya ras, the gopis were in Madhurya ras, gopas were in Sakya ras, there are other gopas who were servants of Krishna, the cows and calves, they all witnessed Krishna's pastimes 7 days, 7 nights with unblinking eyes. So how wonderful it was. And above the Govardhan hill, there was a heavy downpour of hailstorm and whirlwinds and ice, big ice falling. One water drop was like one elephant. It was falling. So, but it was all on the top of the Govardhan, and that could not even make Govardhan go out of balance at all. Govardhan was ecstatically seated in Krishna's little finger. He was feeling great ecstasy. And Indra was hurling down thunderbolts. Nothing happened to Govardhan. Indra became ashamed that all my efforts went in vain and I have angered the Supreme Lord and I have harmed the Vijavasis. And of course, he couldn't harm. Like we say, Jako Rakai Saiya, Marana Sakai Koi, Balana Banka Kar Sake, we say. So, Vijavasis could not be harmed because they were under whose protection? Krishna's protection. So, this is a very important pastime because it teaches us that don't go to demigods seeking material benedictions. That's one lesson we learn. Because whatever material benedictions demigods give you, that is also temporary only. Not only that, even the temporary benediction is given by Krishna to the demigods to give you. Then why not go to the source of everything, which is Krishna himself? That's one lesson we learn today. Another thing, generally those people go to devatas who go for many material benedictions. and they have no idea of how to get out of the world. It's like providing facility in a jail to have a more comfortable stay in the jail. Huh? Like, for example, somebody comes to jail and asks you, are you comfortable? You say, it's very cold. They give you a blanket and go. Huh? Or somebody gives you mosquito net and goes. So that's not a real service, because they are keeping you in the jail and giving you comforts. Devatas do that. Whereas Krishna gets you out of the jail of the material world, takes you back home, back to Godhead. That was the first lesson we learned. And second thing, we should always run to Krishna's lotus feet in fair weather or foul weather, in rain and shine. We should always go to Krishna's lotus feet only, like you see the Vijavasis. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshasyati vishwaso gopatritve varanam tata atmanikshepa karpanye shadvida sharanagati. There are 6 aspects of sharanagati, and we'll conclude with this point of sharanagati. Sharanagati means taking shelter of Krishna. How? Anukulyasya sankalpa. If something is favorable, no matter how difficult it is, a devotee will accept it. Like, sleeping early at night and rising early in the morning in Brahma Muhurtam and chanting in the morning is very favorable for bhakti. So I will do it at any cost. I will not go late night, and I will not get up late in the morning. Even in the winter cold situation also, a devotee will throw away the blanket and go to bathroom and take a shower and wear the tilak and come in front of the Lord. So anukulya, because it is favorable. It is favorable for Lord. It's favorable for my spiritual life, I will do it. Even if you have thick friendship with a non-devotee and the devotee refuses to become a devotee, then one should be ready to give up that friendship. For example, Karna could not give up the friendship with Duryodhana. Therefore, along with Duryodhana, he also got destroyed. But Vibhishan gave up his attachment to his brother Ravana, seeing that Ravana is in the wrong path, and then he took shelter of Rama and became glorious. So in this way, don't go by the pleasure, go by what will give pleasure to Lord. That is first one. Second one, pratikulyasa varjanam. That means something is very pleasurable but not good for your bhakti, one should give it up. No matter how pleasurable. Nowadays you find there are so many things in the YouTube, movies are coming, Netflix is showing high quality movies, but the movies have no substance. They are not going to give you any spiritual advancement. It's agreed that they have used hi-fi technology to make with sharp execution everything. So many things are going on, tamasha is going on in this world. So although they may be attractive, a devotee knows this is not anukul for my bhakti, then the devotee will give it up. Meat eating is not anukul, give up meat eating. Gambling, intoxication, illicit sex. So a devotee gives up what is not favorable. Just because it's pleasurable, devotee will not cling on to that. Devotee will give it up. Third one, Rakshasati Vishwaso means, Krishna only can protect me. That's one meaning. Another meaning, Krishna will definitely protect me. This is another meaning. Like Prahlad Maharaj thought, who will definitely protect me? Lord Krishna will protect me. So he never was fearful. Prahlad was always confident whenever his father tortured him in various ways. And Draupadi knew that my husbands, the Kuru elders, nobody can protect me. I can't even hold the sari on my own. Who alone can protect me? Only Lord Govinda. That is Rakshasati the Vishwaso. And Gopatritve Varanam Tata. Krishna is my maintainer. Prabhupada says that, we are all living in this world. In the morning, you see the sun shines, the clouds shower, the crops grow, the flowers blossom, the fruits ripen, seasons change. None of it is done by any scientist. It's all done by Krishna, making it happen. So whatever grains I am eating, fruits I am tasting, beverages and spices and everything, it's all given by Krishna. So he is my maintainer. Because Krishna is maintaining my body, I will use my body in Krishna's service. If company gives a car to you, you will use the car for company's purpose. Similarly, Krishna has given me the body, I will use my body in Krishna's service. Like that, a devotee should think, I am maintained by Krishna. Krishna is my master and I am maintained by him. So then we can very happily serve him. See, if you work for a company, they give you this I-card, correct, no? So that when you see the I-card, you know that I am working for some particular IT company. Similarly, when you are devotees, I always remember, you carry the bead bag with you. So as soon as you see the bead bag, I understand I am whose servant? Krishna's servant. Isn't it? That's my I-card, identity. And Gopatatve Varanam Tata. Atmanikshepa means self-surrender. A devotee actually voluntarily surrenders to Krishna, accepting Krishna as the master. He puts aside all other sense of belongings except Krishna. And Karpanya means humility. A devotee is humbly grateful for everything that Krishna gives. Devotee is humble, the devotee is not proud, and a devotee is grateful, a devotee is not ungrateful. So these are all different tenets of Sharanagati. So Sripad Ramanujacharya emphasized the two aspects, Akinchanatvam and Ananyagatitvam. Akinchanatvam means you possess only Krishna. Everything else will be taken care. And Ananyagatitvam means I have no other gati to go other than Krishna. So Vijayavasis did not go to anybody in danger. They ran to Krishna. So in our lives, let us check where will we go when we are in trouble. Like you are walking on the road, if a thorn pricks your feet, what will you say? Mama, you may say, or Papa, you may say. And some people give gali also, some bad words also they give. It depends on your gut feeling comes out when you are put into suffering. But if you are always chanting Krishna's names and remaining with devotees, as soon as a thorn pricks your feet, Govinda, you will say, Hare Krishna. Either you may say that immediately. Like if you see Navadvip, whenever there is some danger, all of them will say, oh, Narsimha. They would say like that. So, in this way, you just remain in the company of devotees, chanting the holy name. Naturally, the holy name will come out of your mouth when you are in trouble. And a pious person always runs to the Lord's lotus feet, in general. And a devotee runs to Lord's lotus feet and doesn't expect anything. One leaves it to the Lord. In this Govardhanlila, Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill and gave protection to the devotees. Krishna always says in the pastimes in 10th canto, Ma Bahishta, do not fear, I am here. He's always there for the Vijayavasis. Whenever any demon came in Vrindavan. So generally people want a peaceful life, but Vrindavan was not a peaceful place. Every day there was some demon coming. But Krishna even doesn't tell Arjuna that your life will be peaceful. How can you expect peace in a war? But Krishna told Arjuna one thing. You will not have peace, you will have trouble. But in trouble, if you remember me, I will be there with you. And you and me are co-workers. And we can jointly tackle all the troubles in life. So when we go to Radha Madan Mohan, we don't tell Madan Mohan that, please, Radha Madan Mohan, make everything a bed of roses for me. Let my life be a bed of roses. We tell Madan Mohan that, my dear Lord, I don't know what karmic reactions I am carrying. There may be many troubles on my way. But you please be with me and give me guidance, give me your mercy, give me protection. Let me act in the right way that will please you, and I will not unnecessarily trouble other living entities. So in this way, make Krishna your best friend who will be accompanying you at every moment and guiding you by taking his shelter. So that's the main thing with this pastime of Govardhan Hill today. So Giriraj Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Dham ki, Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Bali Sudra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki.